Good evening. People have been asking about social media content, how to come up with it, ideas for posts, for images, for video, how to schedule stuff. So I'll give you just a quick snapshot of what I do. I'll kind of look at this. So we are looking right now at Content 360, which is one of the tools I use to schedule things out. You can see the calendar view here. We're looking at this next week, which most of my posts start anywhere from 5 to 6, 7 a.m. Again, somewhere mid-morning, mid-afternoon, as we're going down somewhere into the evening, 6, 7, maybe 8 o'clock at night. So we're looking for 5 to 6, 4 to 6 posts on a daily basis at this stage. And we booked out through this next week. That's what we're looking at right now. So I'm going to show you, we'll just create some stuff for next week. And you can do this for whatever you are working on. But those of you doing Practice Naturals and Contour Light, this is an easy thing that you can follow and duplicate here. So Content 360 is great for that. You can also schedule things right through Facebook. The only issue with Facebook is I cannot schedule on my personal page future posts. You can schedule in groups, but you can't schedule on personal pages. So Content 360 is great for that because you can schedule on personal pages for Facebook, for LinkedIn, for Instagram, all kinds of different platforms, but those are the main ones that I use. But for the groups, like the Practice Naturals group or the Fat Loss Fix, some of the groups that I'm running at this stage, I do those directly through Facebook because you can't schedule it within groups in most of the platforms like Content 360. So it's a little bit of a mix. But let's go into this next week because I'm already done through October 5th. Let's go on to Monday, October 6th. As you can see here, the calendar is wide open at the moment because we don't have anything scheduled. I tend to start things at 6 or 7 in the morning, but I like to sit down for 30 to 60 minutes a day, maybe once or twice a week, and that is all it takes. And I can schedule out almost a month when we do that. Now that we're doing not 2 or 3 posts, but 5 to 6 posts on a daily basis, might take an hour, but it's really pretty easy once you get in the groove. So first thing I'm going to do is come over to ChatGPT. I've also got open Sora, which you can get right through ChatGPT over here. Going through, let's see, where is Sora? Explore, and then you can search right in there and get Sora right out of there. So things that we can do. I'm doing new chat, and we've got Sora open for, which is ChatGPT's version of AI image creation. I also use Gemini's Google. Good way to create content with that as well. They're both at little different speeds, come up with different ideas. So I'll use the same prompts for both and just see what I want to use. Sora I like because I have a little more control over the format. So if you want more vertical for like an Instagram post, Sora is good. If you don't care what it really comes out like, then Gemini is pretty good, and it's a whole lot faster as far as content creation. But let's start with ChatGPT. So let's see. I've got a prompt we're going to push right in here. So, okay, I'd like you to help me think of other topics in the weight loss and nutrition tracking realm that would appeal more to helping health coaches get better results with clients, improve client retention, and then ultimately improve their ROI, helping more people and making more money. Let's go ahead and add on to that. Let's put a focus integrating practice naturals, those protocols so that our providers can use this content. We need social media image prompts, not necessarily text creation, just what I'm going to focus on right now. All right, so we can see ChatGPT is going through a lot, and it knows me very well at this stage, knows all about Practice Naturals and the protocols. Your GPT may not, so you may need to tell it exactly what Practice Naturals is and how that works if you're going to use it for that. Same thing with Contour Lights, whatever else you're doing. But been doing that with me for years. In fact, it'll even tie in Suppress and Digest here. It knows exactly what we're doing. It knows the burn, the boost, the charge, all of our products. So I've been training this for years, and the more you put in there, the more you're gonna get. So we can see here right off the bat, it's already come up with a whole lot just while I'm talking. So we've got a topic on client tracking and accountability, another on portion size and honesty, tying in with suppress and digest, a topic on metabolism and energy with tie-ins to burn, boost, and charge, gut health and digestion with tie-ins to digest, cleanse, and sweep. So it's going to create content that's actually going to be promoting your products at the same time. We've got client wins and retention, lifestyle and freedom for coaches, and then ROI and growth. So it's asking, would you like me now to turn these into ready to use prompt scripts for Gemini and Sora, like we did before with portion sizing, so you can plug them straight in and generate visuals. One of the great things about ChatGPT these days is it does have the memory. So notice from the prompt here, it's saying, hey, just like we did before with portion sizing, because I've been doing this a little bit today already with other content and contacts and contents and topics. So I'm just going to say yes, and let's see what it gives us as far as prompts. All right, so it's basically coming right off the bat with one prompt for each. So we're going to start with 7 prompts in here. So let's scroll down and see what it asks at the end here. Would you like me to batch these into 10, 12 prompts in one unified list so you can copy and paste them directly into Sora, keep them broken into categories? Actually, I'm going to say the 7 is pretty good because that gives you basically one per day of the week, and we can run, Monday through Sunday here and have everything for an entire week, and then we can start over for another week without duplication. So let's just go ahead and copy these here, and we'll do these one at a time. So I'm going to copy the prompt for the client tracking and accountability. I'm going to paste that into Sora. Notice with Sora, I'm going to keep the 2:3 aspect ratio, and we've selected on image. You can do video and other stuff, but we're going to do images for now. It's giving me 2 variations. You can change that to 1 or 4. I like to choose 2, but we'll keep the aspect ratio because we'll potentially use these on Instagram. So I go, and then I'm going to take that same prompt over here to Gemini, pump it right in. We're using Nano Banana, which is free through Gemini. You do not have to pay for this. Here we go. And we'll just watch and we'll give it a little bit to plug these in and see what it comes up with. Gemini does tend to be faster than Sora, but they come up with um, similar content but different styles. And so we'll just kind of see, and that's why I do both, and we'll see which one we like. Also, as you're looking at these, scrolling down, you get older content. Newer content's always on the top in Sora. Newer content is always at the bottom with Gemini, so you can see what I've been working on scrolling up today. All right, so here we are with Gemini. Immediately came back and we were looking, here's a split screen image for you highlighting the transformation in client tracking. The client tracker, which was built to also customized for Practice Naturals, is what it's probably referring to here is old tracking with lots of spreadsheets, stacks of papers, and a frustrated individual with, lots of stuff and what a mess, what chaos. Versus the nice option for here's your supplements, right? Client results. If you haven't looked at the app, I highly encourage you to do that. The Practice Naturals app is absolutely dirt cheap. We came out with that for about 297 a month originally, and immediately said, "This is ridiculous. We're just literally going to give it away to you because we want you to take advantage of it, get better results." It's $59 a month if you want to do it on your own. It's 159 a month if you want me to be involved and have a doctor looking at your stuff and interacting with your clients for you. So you've got those options. Let's take a look at Sora. Um, Sora's giving us a little bit of trouble here. It was not coming back. All right, here we go. So now we got it. All right. So again, yeah, looking at the client health tracker built in, struggling coach, lots of paperwork versus nice and straightforward. And this is giving us two options. So you can click on one, see if that's what you like. The other. The only bummer with some of these is unless you give it an actual image of your product, like the Practice Naturals, it's going to make these bottles up in here. But that's okay for most of your social media stuff, especially if it's cartoon generated. But you could take any one of these, say, hey, I like one versus the other. Choose whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go with this one, and we will just download that right to the computer. Let's take a look back at Gemini. Again, we'll download it right away. And then I'm going to come right over back to the Content 360. And since we're going from Monday, let's start at 7 a.m. It is a tracking app, so I'm going to plug in the sites that we've already preset in here. I'll go through all that later on another video, but these social media accounts are already linked in here, so I can do all of these at once. Go into the image prompt, go right down to my computer where we downloaded stuff. Let's go right back to the list. So we have the top one on, last one on top. All right, so there it is. There's the one from Gemini. I'm just going to say insert. We can type in text here if we want. And then we're going to say we've already selected that on the calendar. So I'm going to say schedule. And boom, it is now scheduled for October 6th at 7 a.m. And it's going to go to every single one of those social media accounts that we selected. So I'm going to go back to the calendar. Maybe. Go to our calendar. Let's go back to October 6th. Reloading. Look, it was a slow load late last time, which shows I already had a whole bunch of stuff done. So that's what I love about the calendar view. So right now, as it's loading everything properly, you can see I already did a bunch of stuff for next week. And we don't need two at 7 a.m. So let's look at the rest of the day. Rest of the day is pretty good, but we don't have a lot on Tuesday. So I'm just going to click on that one we just did. We'll hit edit. We're going to change it from the 6th to the 7th. And we'll make it, say, let's so 10 a.m. because we already had a 7 a.m. it looked like. Hit schedule. Let's go back to the calendar. All right, so we have a 5 a.m., now at 10 a.m. Let's go ahead and get something at 7. We're going to grab the one from Sora. There it is. All right, now that was a vertical one. So with this one, I'm going to select really uh, just the Instagram ones, and I'm going to make those reels. Actually, make some stories. Type in whatever text you want. Again, hit schedule, and it's done. Reload that calendar so I know where we're going next. Tuesday in the morning after 10 is good. We're going to do a little something for the afternoon. So let's go back to our prompts on Tuesday. We really only need to do one a day. I just tend to do a lot because I'm doing a lot of different stuff. So I'm going to focus on one a day for these. Copy the prompt, go back to Sora. Back to Gemini. And again, just give it a minute and see what it does. See what it comes up with. The slowest part of the content creation is just waiting on the images. And if all you want are text prompts, tell ChatGPT you're not looking for an image prompt, but you're just looking for text content, and it will create that almost instantly. And I even look at what this is, right? So this is portion size and honesty. Suppress and digest tie-ins. So that's interesting. We'll see what it does as far as the tie-in. So I can show you how to do all these. It really does just time and energy for creative prompts and constantly come up with new stuff. Whether you want one a day or two or three a day, if you're into doing this and you want to take the time to do it and get creative, I encourage you to do so. If you don't, you can reach out to me, and I do this for a living for folks, so we can certainly take care of the social media for you. It starts at just $97 a month, so it's dirt cheap. All right, so here we go. Gemini. So lighthearted illustration that very imbalanced yet perhaps delicious dinner plate. Yes, we see this kind of stuff a lot, right? Oh, the dessert happens to be the largest. Not a bad representation. I'm not a huge fan of the cartoonish stuff we got on here, so I might redo that prompt. Let's see what Sora came up with. Again, and that's probably just from how the prompt was written. So, okay. Funny, exaggerated proportions, colorful, lighthearted illustration style. Yes, so gave it an illustration style. And since that's what we prompted it, it came out very, very well. And this is not uncommon for what we see with our clients, right? So since that's a prompt we gave, let's go ahead and grab them. We'll take them, go right back to Content 360. I'll do one at noon. On the Facebook, I'm going to profiles and LinkedIn profiles. I'm going to do the Gemini style. It's more square, works better on Facebook. And then we'll use the LinkedIn style for those on LinkedIn. Schedule at noon, calendar, 7th. I'm going to go ahead and do noon again because I'm going to different platforms. We can leave these as a post this time. There it is. Hit insert. If you want to add some text, you can. I do enough posts that folks know exactly what we're posting about and what my content is. I don't need the text to go with it. And that's it. That's how easy it is. So you can run with that, take over, but get in there and do the prompts. That was 2 days worth. Didn't take us too long to do that. When you get going and you get really quick at this, again, the slowest part is the image creation, content creation. You can do very, very quickly with good prompts. I would encourage you to practice your prompts with GPTs and AI. The longer your prompt, the better the output. And that's true for the images. That is true for text content. Feed it and give it your own writing. Lately, you've seen probably a lot of the long style writing on my Facebook. That is me. That's not AI. That's me writing. And then I copy that and I will paste that into the GPTs and say, hey, this is my style. So when we're doing more short form, make it sound like me and avoid a lot of the AI stuff. So make it sound like Jerry wrote that. So that is what we do. And that is pretty straightforward, pretty easy to use. Good luck. Go get them.